Vegas Infinite. Is it good? Yeah. Vegas Infinite is an online casino where you can gamble virtual chips on lots of different games with other people. There's a slot machine room full of slot machines, all of them are unique and have different pay lines, which keeps it fresh. The best part is some of the machines have ongoing goals for you to reach. Even if you leave the machine and come back another day, it will remember your progress, which is great. I did win over 1 million chips on the slot machines. I also lost all my chips on the slots, so they're not an easy way to make money, but it doesn't matter because you can't spend the chips on anything in the game. All you can do is increase your bet in order to win more. So whether you're betting 100 chips or 1 million, it's all the same. The game does include props such as smokables, guns, drinks, balls and so much more, but to purchase these, you have to use a different currency called creds. You can earn creds by playing the game. Poker pays out 1 cred a minute, but some of the props cost thousands, so it can take a long time to grind out. You can purchase creds with real money, which is probably why it takes so long to grind. Speaking of buying currency, you can also spend real money on chips. The developers say that this game is not gambling, and I wouldn't challenge that for a second. However, for me personally, if I was spending real money on chips, it would definitely feel like gambling, just without being able to win anything real. I didn't have to spend any real money on chips, as the game lets you spin a wheel every 8 hours and it will give you a random amount. For the most part, I got between 5 and 10,000 chips per spin, with the biggest win being 100,000 chips, which was very generous. There's a room with roulette and craps. While not very similar, they do have huge tables. If you have the room, you can place the chips wherever you want on the table, but the game has a handy feature that lets you place chips using a pointer without having to leave your seat. In this room, there's also blackjack and rocket rush. Everyone knows blackjack. You must get 21 or under, going over will bust, and you must also have a higher number than the dealer. This was great. The only issue is sometimes you have to wait for other people who are AFK, and you'll have to wait for their timer to run out. But I still thought this mode was great. Rocket Rush is a game of chicken. A rocket flies through the sky with a multiplier going up. The higher the multiplier, the more the win. The catch is, it can blow up at any time, and you have to cash out before this happens. I didn't go on it much, as it's pure luck, and you have zero control. Now to my favourite place in the game, poker. It is so good. I always wanted to get into poker, but I was always intimidated by all the different rules and hands. This game makes it very easy to learn, as the table will display which hand you currently have. You can also pull out a clipboard in the game that shows all the different possible hands, which was great at teaching me what I had or what I could possibly have when the next cards are on the table. I love this mode, and as it's online, you can speak to people and maybe try to bluff them. The only issue I had with poker, there's different stake rooms that require a minimum amount of chips. This wasn't the issue. The issue is, when you search for a room, it will put you into a random one. So sometimes I was put into rooms with millionaires who were playing for high stakes, and I had no interest in playing with them. You can manually find low stakes rooms through some menus, but it's just more hoops to jump through rather than hitting quick join. The game offers a membership exclusive room. I bought the membership for this review, and the room included craps, roulette and blackjack, so nothing new, and the membership is not really needed unless you want a change of scenery. In this game, you can also bet on real world sports. I was surprised just how many different sports you could bet on. I had a blast making bets and then following the sports live as they played out. The game includes hand tracking and it's mind blowing, but I had to turn it off as it was often misreading my hand gestures and teleporting me when I didn't want to. Also, it's far too easy to unmute your mic as there's an unmute button on your hand. I was always accidentally hitting this anytime I rubbed my hands together. Lastly, I'll mention the bugs. The game would often launch into a black void and would need to be rebooted. The game also occasionally suffered from big frame rate drops and frame freezes. On a flat screen, it's annoying, but in VR, it's unacceptable as it can mess with your head when you're moving, but your eyes can't perceive any movement. That was Vegas Infinite, and I give it a 7 out of 10.